This is the problem, my gorgeous Gemini. You are going to need to work on the actual relationships in your life. You need to work on relationships in your life. You need to find out, and you need to kind of try to work out and figure out why are you feeling a little bit unhappy at the moment. When it comes to the actual relationships in your life, it is not, I'm not only referring to your boyfriend, to your girlfriend, to your partner, to your husband, to your wife. I am referring to that as well. But at the same time, I'm also referring to people who are very much so, very closely connected to you, like your family members and your friends. You know that quite a lot actually has been affected in your life, my gorgeous Gemini, over the last 2 or 3 months. So this in itself, it's like really kind of, this week is really kind of bringing you an important solution here. But you are going to have to wait, of course, right until the end of this week for this solution to happen. And I'm actually going to talk about it in a little bit, just in a little while. This reading is, my gorgeous Gemini, in between the 14th and the 20th of February 2023, where right at the beginning of this week, you really need to kind of understand and realize, and you are going to understand and realize that one specific person in your life, so it's not only about a few different people. I think this happened because you have been going through so much stress, not only within the last few weeks, but within the last, I would say, a year. You have been going through the certain stress because certain things kind of didn't work out. You didn't move on with your life as much as you wanted to move on with your life, and certain things that you were really kind of very much so, very keenly, that you were very keen about, the things that you were very eager about, things that you were waiting for, so much, they didn't happen just yet. So it's just to do with the really important aspects of your life being rather slowed down over the last year. And that in itself really affected you emotionally, and that these emotions and things like that also kind of affected your own relationships. So it's not only about the partner, but it's also about the actual people in your life. So it is very important for you to understand that right from the beginning of this week, you are going to realize one specific person in particular, one specific person in your life in particular is causing a little bit problems, a little bit of problems in your life. I'm not saying that they're vile, I'm not saying that they're evil, I'm not saying that they're horrible, but the one particular person is causing a little bit of problems in your life, and that person is very, very close to you. And whether you kind of know this or whether you don't know this, I'm telling you that right at the beginning of this week, you will know this. This is going to become absolutely obvious, because that particular person is going to do something really odd, really weird, really unusual, nothing too bad or too horrible or anything like that, but you will kind of know by what is actually going to happen right at the beginning of this week. You will know that there is some kind of imbalance in between you and somebody else actually going on. So this is something that you really, oh my God, this is so important to work on. This is important to work on. You need to come to the bottom of something, because something is going on when it comes to that particular person. And that is causing so much disharmony, and is causing a, disconnection. When it comes to your life, you feel disconnected because of this imbalance. So this is something that, is just making you a really, really unhappy, and it's making you really unstable. And now you need to understand that you must not sacrifice yourself, my gorgeous Gemini, for unnecessarily for others. This is what you need to understand. Remember this. I know it sounds kind of horrible a little bit, but you need to understand that you have to put yourself as a number one. I'm sorry, but you need to put yourself as a number one. You need to work on what means to you so much in terms of you being really productive, and in terms of you wanting to achieve something. So at the same time, time, I need you to remember to, to not to sacrifice yourself unnecessarily for others. This is really, really important. And at the same time, what you need to understand, my gorgeous Gemini, that right at the beginning of this week, this problem, I know this sounds really crazy and weird, maybe, perhaps, but the reason why am I highlighting problem in between you and somebody else in your life so much, it's because the bottom line is, not only this is causing like disharmony and disconnection and negativity and imbalance, but at the same time, you know why this is affecting you like a full-on? Big time. You know why? Because it's like kind of making you to kind of be on like almost as if you're like on crossroads like forever because of that, for like too long. And at the same time, it's making normal decisions in your life to become really difficult. And you can't have that, my gorgeous Gemini. So you can't have someone who is like affecting you in a bad way, in such a way where you can't really move on with your life. And I think that this is going to become obvious to you right at the beginning of this week. So now you're going to start, there is so much that it's going to become obvious and evident to you why things were going wrong, why you couldn't make certain decisions, and almost like, I'm sorry, but you almost as if you've kind of lost yourself just a little bit, And this doesn't have to be necessarily your partner. Maybe you haven't got a partner. Maybe this is to do with a certain family member. Maybe this is to do with like a certain friend. But you need to really kind of work on this and come to the bottom of this, my gorgeous Gemini, because at the same time, this is affecting you from making really important decisions. And maybe lots of you will like, what is he talking about? But then that's what I'm saying to you within the first couple of days this week. This is going to become absolutely evident, and I can see that you are going to have a really important conversation. And as soon as you start having this important conversation with that particular person, not that long after that moment in time, you are kind of gonna start feeling creativity that you haven't felt in a long time, and almost immediately you're gonna be reminded of something that you have been working on quite a while back. Now suddenly you're gonna become optimistic about something that you have been working on quite a while back, and now you're just going to be like, oh my god, like, where's all the passion coming from? Where's all that energy coming from? So this is what you need to do. You need to work on this and come to the bottom of this in order to release this blockage in your life. And also, my gorgeous Gemini, when it comes to the beginning of this week, you know what? This is a big mama here. Also at the beginning of this week. So this is something you need to work on this particular specific relationship in your life. You need to work on this. This is very important. I cannot tell you what to do exactly. You are the one who will know what to do. Okay, but you need to work on this. This is important. But also another thing that it's actually going to happen at the beginning of this week, there are certain things that are going to start coming to fruition, and this is a lot to do with your hard work and the things paying off for you. And now you're going to find this rewarding. This is not going to be something massive, something huge. It's going to be like kind of like, just like a kind of an indication that something is like kind of paying off for you. It's not going to be huge or massive, but it's going to mean to you so much, because you will know, my gorgeous Gemini, that this is only the beginning of something very, very special. This is the beginning of a new stage in your life. This is bringing a very powerful and sacred unfoldment in itself. So now you will know what to cultivate after this moment in time. So you're going to become aware of the certain things coming to fruition, and this is all due your hard work, and things are going to start paying off. But then at the same time, you are going to find this extremely, extremely rewarding, because it's just basically about the manifestation of certain ideas and goals that they mean to you so much. But this is just the beginning of this now. So this in itself is bringing an important unfoldment, which is going to require a bit of a planning after this moment in time indeed. So this now, it's really kind of going to make you aware of the fact also that how happy you're going to feel now to move on with certain things in your life. And you're going to realize, oh my god, for so long I had this fear of moving on. I had this fear from moving on, and this caused a certain stagnation, and this caused a certain monotony, my gorgeous Gemini. So now, this is kind of also kind of going to refresh your mind and refresh your memory, and it's going to make you aware of the fact how sharp are you actually feeling right now. And also, on another hand, there is also someone really powerful in your life as well, not related to this now, but also at the beginning of this week, somebody very kind of like an important figure in your life, an important person in your life, like a somebody very wise and somebody a little bit older, and that person maybe is alive, or that person maybe is like in a spirit world. So it's not about you talking to that person, it's not about you having conversation with that person, but you are going to remind yourself at the beginning of this week of someone who is like a quite successful in your life, and someone who you kind of look up to in a certain way, and through that person you're also like kind of going to realize that you must not kind of refuse a certain offer. Okay, so this is also going to be very important, because now through that person you're going to understand that you must not refuse a kind of offer here. Because at the same time, because of that person, through that person, you're going to realize somehow that if you refuse some kind of offer that is going to be on your mind persistently at the beginning of this week, through that person you will also understand and realize that this is going to be like some kind of a missed opportunity, and now you have to like a missed important opportunity. So you have to like really go with your intuition and with your initial feeling. The fact that you've just been reminded of that special person in your life, this is not happening by the actual coincidence. This is needed right now from your soul and spirit to reflect on this situation, but also using a knowledge from someone who is like very kind of much very familiar to you in terms of like what they did, what they've done, and in terms of their own energy and vibration. By the time you get to the meat part of this week, my gorgeous Gemini, now it's like a basically oh god, it's like a basically you are really going to become aware of some kind of like a kind of I'm sorry, I know, but it's gonna I don't know how to put this, I can't put it in any different way, but you're gonna become aware of some kind of lies, you're gonna become aware of some kind of dishonesty, and you're gonna become aware of like some kind of dishonest behavior, and you're also like kind of gonna become aware of maybe like some kind of I know this sounds horrible, but it's like you're gonna become aware of some kind of maybe little enemy, like a masquerading as a friend, you know what I mean, or someone who they're actually not. So you are going to become aware of someone who maybe has been a little bit dishonest, like but it's not only about the actual dishonesty, and it's about like maybe you telling certain things to someone, and then that someone who means to you quite a lot, and then that someone says this to someone else, but there is some kind of something maybe just like a little bit malicious going on at the moment. At the same time, you're also going to realize that now it's very important for you to keep certain things to yourself. I think it's not about so much about how you're going to feel and what you're going to become aware of, but it's more about how you're going to deal with certain things in the future. I think it's like, yes, you are going to be a little bit kind of blown away, like when you realize this, when it comes to somebody who's masquerading as a friend, or somebody who's masquerading as somebody honest, but they are quite dishonest. First of all, you're going to be like, oh my god, it's kind of, I knew it, but at the same time, what is really important is that you are going to learn a really significant lesson. And if you went further with this person, talking about things maybe that you shouldn't have, that could have been like kind of a little bit dangerous, but now it's just happening at the right time. So on top of that, you will be able to protect yourself, but on another hand, you are going to learn like a really valuable lesson to keep, like how important it is to keep certain things to yourself, no matter who are you actually talking to or who are you talking with. I know this sounds a bit morbid, but hey, the life is not meant to be easy, isn't it, my gorgeous Plantini? Even my Plantini is saying, no baby, no. So you see what I mean? So now that in itself, it's really kind of going to really help you to concentrate on things that you should be concentrating on. And you are going to realize now, do you know what? I'm just going to be dedicated to myself, a 1,000,000% here. I'm going to be dedicated to some kind of a wish that you always wanted to kind of happen, to manifest, and you are going to be thinking about some kind of a wish, something that you wanted to manifest for such a long time, and then suddenly you're going to realize something else. The bottom line is, my gorgeous Gemini, that this is all going to lead towards you actually realizing certain dreams that are going to make you feel so happy, that are going to make you feel so cheerful, that are going to make you feel so positive and optimistic, like there is no tomorrow. And this in itself is clearly going to make you aware of the fact how much confidence do you have when you're thinking about it, let alone how much confidence you're actually going to have when these things become the actual reality. So it's going to start with this nonsense that I said, but it's going to end up, you see what I mean, things happening when they're meant to happen. Things happen for a reason, of course, and now this is going to become absolutely obvious, because of this you're going to realize your dreams, and that means that you were affected by somebody's vibration for way too long, almost like as if someone took control over your life, and it happens when the certain things maybe come to an end, or we need to work on some kind of a blockage. If we ignore it, then we can very easily lose ourselves and get used to being unhappy. So this is why this is so important indeed. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Gemini, it's just basically this is like brilliant. Now the last part of this week, it's absolutely everything. Why? Because you are going to have someone who is going to play an absolutely mind-blowing role in your life. Someone is going to see you, someone is going to reconnect with you, or someone is going to talk to you, but this is someone very, very special, very, very different, and very unique when it comes to your life. This person is quite unusual. This person is really quirky. This person is like really strange sometimes. This person is quite unusual, but also at the same time, this person is extremely, extremely, extremely spiritual. This particular person is like someone who lives in a completely different world, and somebody who is at the same time not afraid of themselves being themselves. But the bottom line is, I'm just trying to describe this person to you, because that particular person is very, very psychic. That particular person has got a remarkable psychic abilities. Every single one of us is psychic, of course, but this one is really special. That person at the end of the week is like, oh my God, this is what's going to happen. You are going to kind of meet that person one way or another. And when I say one way or another, you're either going to maybe you are going to talk over the phone for a long time. Maybe you're going to talk like on some kind of like, I don't know, like a Skype or whatever, I don't know. Or you're going to physically, literally meet this person. However, you're going to reconnect with this person. And this person is really going to tell you something so remarkable. This person is going to explain something mind-blowing to you. This person is going to give you this specific information. This person is going to provide you with a clear directions of what you should do and what you should follow. This person is going to tell you things that you could only dream about to kind of know and find out. What you're going to find out from this person is it's going to open your eyes. Oh my God, you will know exactly what to do. That person is going to answer a really kind of huge question to a massive ongoing problem. It is not only one problem in your life, my gorgeous Gemini, but it's one giant problem and lots of other problems connected to this particular person. And through this particular person, you will understand exactly what you need to understand. This is going, because you are going to feel so insecure. You're also going to be thinking about certain problems and something something that is really bothering you and something that is bringing so much insecurity and so much instability and so much fear in your life, and so much suspicion when you need to have a suspicion, and this was causing like a lack of motivation, and this in itself, it's really, this person, it's going to be so mind-blowing because they're going to tell you exactly what do you need to do. They're going to give you a really mind-blowing information, and this is going to kind of show you the way, almost like a spiritual escape towards freedom, spiritual escape towards release, toward you are going to find an absolutely mind-blowing solution, and option to the actual problem that was completely out of control in your life. You're going to be provided with solutions, and you're going to be provided with options, and that in itself, it's really going to help you to take control over your life, my gorgeous Gemini, indeed. And this in itself, it's bringing such a powerful light at the end of the tunnel, my gorgeous Gemini. This is going to start the process of recovering when it comes to you improving, and when it comes to you letting go of negativity and stress out of your lives. And now, my gorgeous Gemini, I'm just going to shuffle this oops, ooh la la, can you be any louder, my gorgeous Tarotini? So now, my gorgeous Gemini, I'm just going to shuffle these tarot cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week. Okay, ooh la la, it is important to work in a team. It is so important. You will realize this. Oh dear. You're gonna need to... Hello, my gorgeous Kittini. Gemini, this is not so much about this week. This Three of Coins, baby, it's not so much about this week. This Three of Coins is pretty much so you understanding. You need to come to terms with this. You need to come to terms with this first. That there is going to need to be a very, very important meeting in between you and few other people. Few important people in your life, but you have to come up with a plan. How is this actually going to happen? So first of all, you need to come up with a plan, and you need to be very, very clever how you're actually going to do this, because it's all about you starting this in the right way. If you start this in the wrong way, it's all gonna go. Okay, so it's all about coming up, first of all, come to terms with the fact that you are going to need to have an important conversation, important meeting, but also you need to come up with a plan how and when you're going to do this. And this is exactly what is going to happen this week. This is so important when it comes to your life, my gorgeous Gemini, because otherwise you're also not going to be able to move on. This is also something that once this meeting happens, whether it's not going to happen this week, but it's about planning, and it's going to happen very soon after this week. But as soon as that meeting happens, it's actually going to turn out to be much better than what you could have possibly imagined, and you're going to blame yourself, why didn't you have this earlier? And you will see exactly what I mean. Okay, my gorgeous Gemini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.